Okay, so to start this off, I want to do something funky. I always say I want to do something funky and then it ends up being neutral. What is up, guys? I'm kneeshuuh and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the Meet Me in the Underworld palette by Lois Cosmetics. And hold, pause. Talking way too much. So if that's something that you're interested in, keep on watching. So hi, before we get into this portion of the video, I would really appreciate it if you guys liked the video, if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel to see more content. I do a lot of palette comparisons. I've done some first impressions. I'm getting into anti-hauls, and I'm currently working on a project pan. So if any of those things interest you, join my little family. We're 75-ish people strong, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep growing and like sharing my love with everything. But I did swatches. Oh God, how am I gonna put these on screen? Oh God. Wow, I really only did this with like this view in mind. So looking at these swatches, I feel like this could have been a 12 pan palette, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like these shades almost become redundant to an extent because I do feel like Woodland is just forest but a matte. And I mean, you can get the same effect of Woodland, I feel, from blending Nymph with Myth. So many and I have a lisp, so that's fun. But also, I kind of feel like Tragic Love didn't have to be there because I feel like it's just a mixture of Snakebite and Melody. And I don't know, I guess I just feel like this would have been much more compact as just like a 12 pan palette. I feel like even with Enchanted, you could get that same effect of the shimmer from mixing Orpheus and Forest together. I just see a lot of repeating tones. I get this color story and I understand like why they did this, but I just feel like so many things aren't different enough for it to justify a 16 pan eyeshadow. Even this being a 12 pan, if this were a 12 pan, I feel like it would be perfect, but that is just my opinion. I love the formula. I love the formula. I think the quality is great. I'm looking down because I'm looking at the swatches and looking at the shade names, so I apologize for that. But I do just kind of feel like, I just feel like it could have been more condensed. That's just my opinion. I love this palette. I mean, look at these eye looks. I think they are stunning. This took a month to get to me from England. Lois Cosmetics is an England-based brand, and it was about $50 with shipping. I think shipping was about $20. Everything was in euros, obviously, or pounds. I think it was euros, though. No, they're not in the EU anymore. Some British currency. I'm sorry. They were in some form of British currency. I want to say, God, I want to say euros, but I can almost guarantee that it was pounds. And so yeah, everything was a little bit more expensive whenever it was translated into US dollars, but overall, I love this palette. I think that this is a stunning palette. I might do a palette, I feel weird doing a palette comparison with this since it is like a newer indie brand. But I don't know, I guess I like doing palette comparisons, and I don't mean any disrespect to any brands that I palette compare, but I don't know. But it's just kind of like a weird spot, especially since this is like their like second major release, you know? So yeah, these are the swatches. This is what they looked like. I have primed my skin before swatching these. I primed them with my Makeup Revolution Canvas Concealer, I've primed them with my I've primed them with my Makeup Revolution eye primer. Just so I can get like the full effect, the full opacity, to show what the shades look like on primed skin. You know, these are, to me, these are supposed to look good. This isn't, I know you can see them blended out on my eyes. Of course, they're not going to be nearly as pigmented once they're blended out. I don't know. I really like this palette and I really like the concept. I just feel like, and I think I'm saying this for like the third or fourth time, it could have been condensed into a more streamlined color story with not nearly as many what I feel are repeat shades. But it's not my palette. Does this mean that it's a garbage palette? No, this is just my opinion. I have become of the opinion that I like smaller palettes. I just enjoy that more. I feel more inspired from them. Is this the biggest palette in the world? No, this is 16 shades as opposed to Morphe's like 35 that they've come out with, or 39 in some cases, you know? So definitely it isn't like the biggest palette in the world. It's just my opinion, and it's just a little thing that I would change to make it better for me. But this palette isn't my baby, so whatever. I will definitely be using this again. I might even do a 3 looks 1 palette with it. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, let me know what you want to see down below, and let's get right into this look. I think I know what I'm doing, and hopefully I don't stray too far from that path. So first things first, I'm going to take some of Myth, just lay it right there in my crease. I'm so sorry if I call this Meet Me in the Underground palette at any point during this video. I love the musical Hadestown, and the Underworld is called the Underground in there. Probably also be splicing whatever footage I can find from the musical into here if they match any of like the lyrics, because you know, if different medias are based on the same story, some of the things are gonna be similar. Wow, I love that. It's just a nice, like, for some reason I want to call it like a sandpaper brown. I'm gonna lay that down over here too, even though I have 2 different eyes going on. I'm trying to get better about my mumbling. I also have a stutter, and I'll pause a lot when I'm doing something, and so I'll stop mid-sentence for like 3 to 5 seconds. I'm trying to get better, I promise. So that's Myth laid down in both, on both sides. I guess on both eyes would have been correct. Why did I correct myself? Going in with Footsteps on this side, just to kind of suggest the inkling of a mauve or purple toned look. What did that sentence mean? To suggest the inkling of a mauve or purple look. What classic Victorian spectre infiltrated my body during that sentence? Moving on, I'm going in with Woodland over here. That color is a little bit more patchy, but I can make it work when I blend it out. This palette was very, very sought after. I ordered it on pre-order, and then it shipped like 3 weeks later. This is Lois Cosmetics is an England-based brand. And even then, it still only took me like 2 weeks additional to get it. So from England to California, with the 2-week pre-order, it took like a month. So I really like that. And I think that this was like, this isn't their first like launch, but it's their first like major launch. So I think that they've handled this pretty well in my opinion. So these are the 2 eyes right now, nothing too impressive. I'm going to take some of Snakebite. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet, but this palette is based on the story of Orpheus and Eurydice in Greek mythology. Eurydice was killed by a snake bite, and Orpheus made a deal with Hades. If he could walk with her behind him out of the underground, she could be brought back to life, but he had to not turn around. He had to resist the temptation of turning around to look back for her. And spoiler alert, for a Greek myth, he got right to like the threshold of where the underworld met the living world, and he turned to make sure that he wasn't being tricked by Hades. And the second their eyes met, she was gone to him forever. And then he roamed the world alone. I think he was like a in the Hadestown musical, he's the son of a muse. I don't know if that's in like the actual Greek mythology, but he roamed the world alone for the rest of his life. And then when he ended up passing on, they met in the Underworld. Dang it. See, I'm so inspired by Hadestown. And in Hadestown, there's kind of like 2 love stories going on. So there's the love story between Orpheus and Eurydice, and there's also the love story between an older, more mature Hades and Persephone, you know, relationships change throughout the year, so they're going through some marital spats, and I won't spoil everything about that, but I think it's nice to see the young love versus the old love, and kind of like the trials and tribulations that come with both falling in love with someone new and then staying in love with someone. So this is Snakebite. Very, very stunning plum. Not plum. What would I call this? Fuchsia? It's a stunning fuchsia. On this side, I'm going in with Nymph. It's a much more forest green as opposed to like that lighter olive. I'm trying to think of what nymphs have to do with the story. I don't know if there's a nymph in one. Nymphs, from what I understand on Greek mythology, are like lesser deities, like river nymphs. They're like little river guardians, goddesses, for lack of better words. I got some into my eyebrow. It's fine. Cosmo and Wanda ain't slick. Why am I like this? I think something that would be fun would be going in with the shade Hades on both. So there's Hades, obviously the god of the dead, who Eurydice and Orpheus make a deal with. Thanatos is actually the god of the dead. No, Thanatos is the god of death, and Hades is the god of the dead, and that is a very important distinction. Can you tell I was bullied as a kid? I'll be honest, I was one of the, Percy Jackson, the lightning thief kids, but I wasn't like that invested to like, what's my cabin? I just thought they were cool books, and I like Greek mythology. I think it's important to know the histories of the cultures of the world, as opposed to just staying in your own bubble. Going in with a little bit more of Nymph to kind of bring back some of the green that was lost, and to help blend out that brown. Whew. These are quite the eye looks. But I'm having fun, who cares? All right, I'm going to cut my crease because that is all that I really feel like doing. I like doing half-cut creases. You can't make fun of me. I did a halo eye somewhat recently. All right, I need to use my like mirror. So these are the cut creases. A little deep, they're a little big. I didn't expect them to be this big, but then I blinked and great googly moogly, it's all gone to... What shimmers do I want to go with? That Liar shade is calling my name, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't go in with the rose gold, even though I super want to. I'm gonna go with Forest on the outermost edge of the cut crease and into the matte. Going in with Orpheus. Yeah, I love that. I love her voice. Oh. This looks to be a nice, just like true gold shade. So now that I have the inner and outer shades, I'm gonna go in with Enchanted to marry them in the middle. Whew, that is pretty. Okay, there is a little bit of fallout. Now for the mauve side. I'm taking some of Muse's, and that's what I'm going to have on the outermost part of this. This isn't gonna blend as seamlessly as this one did, but it should still work. Although on further inspection, maybe I should have put, it's too late now, it's too late now. Inner corner, I'm gonna put Eurydice.
Eurydice was a hungry young girl.
Wow, that is blinding. Okay. In the middle portion, I'm gonna put Poetry. And upon further inspection, I should put this on the outer corner. But here we are. I got that side to work. Now I'm just gonna kind of like blend everything together. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Now that I have the main portion of my eyes, I'm just gonna finish up everything off camera, and I will be right back. I'm back, and this is the final look. You know how badly I wanted to make you all just absolutely hate me and go in with like the nude, the red, and that rose gold, and maybe the brown, but I couldn't. I might do a 3 looks 1 palette with this palette because I like it so much, but I used a fair amount of the shades in here and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy all of them. I think the greens are great. I think the mauves and plums are, I keep saying plums, I should just say purple. I think the mauves and purples are great. Yeah, I really like this palette. I'm really happy that I bought it. I was very influenced yet again by my friend Amy Does Makeup. I'll have her channel linked down below, but this is the final look. I'm really excited. What would I do for a 3 looks 1 palette? I think I would do more with like combining the purples and the greens, obviously, but yeah. Let me know what you guys would like to see down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you all, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!